one of the most decorated and popular riders in modern motocross and supercross history, may have seen his 2025 season come to an early and unfortunate end. According to a report from veteran journalist Steve Mathis, Ken Roczen's participation in round 16 of the 2025 AMA Supercross Championship in Denver is now in serious doubt, and likely over entirely, as the German star has reportedly opted for surgery on his injured shoulder. This development, if officially confirmed, brings a premature halt to what has been an impressive yet physically punishing season for the 31-year-old rider from Mattstedt, Germany. Despite dealing with multiple injuries throughout the year, Roczen has been one of the standout performers in the 450SX class, consistently putting his Suzuki RM Z450 up front and fighting with the championship elite. At the time of this update, Roczen sits third overall in the points standings behind Cooper Webb and Chase Sexton, still very much in podium contention, but perhaps not for much longer. Roczen's 2025 Supercross campaign has been defined as much by resilience as by results. Coming into the season with a clean slate and renewed focus, he started off with several strong performances that kept him in touch with the leaders in the early stages of the championship. However, things began to turn physically demanding as the rounds progressed. Roczen first suffered a shoulder injury, followed by complications with his left ankle. Despite those setbacks, he refused to give in, continuing to line up week after week, finishing inside the top 5 more often than not, even picking up a heat race win in Pittsburgh, showcasing his sheer determination. But the physical toll was beginning to show. In a recent training session following round 15, Roczen reportedly aggravated his existing ankle injury, this time suffering a far more serious issue. Medical evaluations confirmed a full rupture of the syndesmosis tendon in his right ankle, an extremely painful and mobility-limiting injury that typically requires surgery and extensive rehab. In addition, his shoulder, which had been bothering him for weeks, has not responded well to conservative treatment methods. After consultations with his medical team, the decision was made. Surgery is now unavoidable. If Roczen does indeed undergo the reported procedures, his 2025 Supercross season will officially end 2 rounds early, shutting the door on what was shaping up to be one of his most impressive comeback campaigns. As it stands, he trails championship leader Cooper Webb by 54 points, well out of reach for a title charge. But even more concerning is his hold on third place in the standings, which is now under serious threat from the likes of Justin Cooper and Malcolm Stewart, who are just a few points behind. With Roczen's sideline, both riders have a real shot at overtaking him and pushing him off the season podium altogether. And yet, despite this turn of events, Roczen's season should not be viewed through the lens of disappointment. On the contrary, it's another testament to the veteran's courage, skill, and unwavering drive. Week after week, Roczen lined up and delivered gutsy, high-level performances while clearly riding at less than 100%. His ride in Pittsburgh alone, where he won his heat race and remained in contention throughout the main event, was a clear display of his grit. Even when the body was failing him, the heart of a champion remained on full display. Following the surfacing of the reports, Roczen's team, HEP Motorsports and Suzuki, issued a brief but supportive statement confirming that their star rider would miss the final 2 rounds of the 450SX season due to the ankle injury and impending surgery. The team expressed its gratitude for Roczen's efforts and wished him a swift and complete recovery. Colt Nichols and Kyle Chisholm will continue to represent the team through the final rounds in Denver and Salt Lake City. There is no clear timetable yet for Roczen's return to racing. Given the severity of a syndesmosis rupture and the simultaneous management of a shoulder injury, his focus will now shift toward rehabilitation and preparation for the 2025 AMA Pro Motocross Championship, if his recovery allows. Fans and insiders alike will be watching closely in the coming weeks for updates on his surgery, timeline, and whether or not this signals a shift in his long-term racing future. It's hard to overstate what Ken Roczen means to the sport of motocross and supercross. A former MX2 world champion, a multi-time AMA motocross champion, and one of the most consistent podium threats in Supercross for over a decade, Roczen has thrilled fans with his smooth style, fearless aggression, and inspiring comebacks. This season was no different. While it won't end with a title or perhaps even a podium finish, the legacy of his 2025 campaign lies in his refusal to give in. Even at 31, and with a body bearing the scars of a grueling career, Roczen proved that he still belongs at the front of the pack. His heat race win in Pittsburgh, his podiums earlier in the season, and his consistent top 5 finishes were not the performances of a fading star, They were reminders that Ken Roczen still has what it takes. Now, as the 2025 Supercross season heads into its final 2 rounds without him, the series loses not just a contender, but one of its most electric and courageous figures. And while Roczen will be absent from a starting gate in Denver and Salt Lake City, his impact on the season and the championship race will not be forgotten.